Do y'all think the trucking jobs are sufficient right now, or do y'all think it's a flop? Do y'all think it's a flip or it's a flop? So I feel like trucking right now is very hard to find a job, just even just get the money and don't worry about nothing else, because y'all know, like, no matter where you go, even if you work the desk job, nothing is going to be perfect. You're always going to have something that you do not like about that job, right? My most important thing is my comfortability, me being able to make my money seamlessly, and just the jobs and the destinations where I'm going to, which is lining up and it makes sense. I don't get too much into office drama and, you know, just anything that doesn't have to do with me, I don't get into it. So when I look at people reviews on certain companies, when I used to look at it, I didn't pay attention to the things that didn't work for that certain driver, because they were upset with the company because they couldn't do a certain something for them. So they just, you know, rated the whole company as horrible. But I really go by like the ethics, the job description, if it matches when I start working there, what they can offer me while I'm there, the destinations, like how long I'm sitting, is it, you know, a smooth sail, and just, you know what I'm saying, if it's too many discrepancies with me and the owner, or, you know, me and the company, like they're not, you know, holding up their end of the bargain, and I'm like over qualifying for my part of, you know, what I play in it. If I'm over qualifying for the part I play in it, then yeah, you know, I look at that as reasons why I should part ways. But I don't look at, you know, company drama like, oh, you know, they're an asshole, or, you know, oh, they're mean, or they have favorites. Like, I could care less. I'm not trying to be a favorite. I ain't trying to be your friend, blah, blah, blah. None of that. Like, I'm trying to make sure I feel comfortable, and this is somewhere where I can sit and stay, to where I don't have to hop around and find, you know, another job. I want to be able to just sit there, make my money, and go home. That's just me. I don't get all up into that other stuff. That's why I chose trucking, because trucking is not like a regular job where I used to have to go work at a plant and deal with people's attitudes. In that sense, yeah, then all that stuff plays a part in how I rate the job, because I have to be in a building with these people for 10, 12 hours. That's a lot of hours to deal with multiple personalities. That's a lot to deal with drama. You know, all that stuff can have a toll on you when you work in those kind of settings, like office jobs. Mind you, there'll be so much drama in those kind of jobs, but like in trucking, you're by yourself. None of that should really matter to you. You should really like not even care about none of that stuff, because it does not affect you. So y'all, let's get into searching for jobs right now. I feel like searching for jobs is like trying to find the lottery ticket right now. And I say that because I feel like a lot of jobs are clickbaiting, like super clickbaiting right now, like on Craigslist, Indeed. I don't know any other job, you know, engines y'all use. I don't know any other job search engines y'all use, but I use Craigslist, Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn. Like, I use those kind of apps to find jobs or whatever. But I will say that a lot of jobs are like copying and pasting what they seen another job post, just to get you to call, you know. And when you call, it do not match up with what they are offering, you know. Like, a job could say that it's local home every day, and you call and they say, well, no, this is an over road position. We're gonna need you to stay out 2 weeks at a time. You're gonna be home for 2 days. And it's like, why would you not put that on the description online? Like, why are you making people call for them to hear that? You know, because then I got to tell you, oh, okay, thank you, that's not what I'm looking for. Have a good day. Mind you, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people who want to be out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. It just levels down to dishonesty. They're not being honest, so off rip, or I feel like they're a sketchy company at that, you know, because you shouldn't be posting stuff like that. Or you'll, you know, do all this paperwork to get onto the job. Now they're making it super hard for truck drivers to even, you know, get the jobs. So it's kind of like people keep on saying, oh, it's a truck driver drought, right? There's a shortage. We need more drivers. We need this and that. But when you're calling them, they're honestly like they're acting stuck up, or, you know, like they really don't need drivers, you know? So it's like, do you need drivers or not? There's a lot of people who have good jobs, let me say that, you know. They're set in stone, they making their money, and they going about their business. Like, that's how I like to operate. But I feel like for people that's searching for jobs, it gives a bad impression on trucking, like trucking is not worth it, you know. And trucking goes through up and downs all the time. You just have to know how to ride the wave and just know that nothing is perfect. So I feel like people that's coming into trucking, or you just got your CDL, you know, you might be discouraged by this, right? And that's why I always tell y'all, I'm never the driver that try to tell y'all like, oh, trucking is, you know, it's lit. It's lit to me because I really enjoy trucking. You have to really enjoy this. You can't just come over here for the money. It beats the desk job. It beats, you know, being in a building all day. Yes, but you have to literally be built strong to be a truck driver. You have to really have another kind of mindset, and everybody doesn't have that mindset, you know. If you're a negative person a lot, this is not the job for you. I feel like these jobs are giving a bad impression on trucking right now because they're clickbaiting. They're not being honest. They're wasting drivers' time, and you know, that's causing drivers to have to look elsewhere. Like, dang, I just got here, now I gotta look for another job. You know, I see a lot of people going through that. A lot of people are telling me that in certain states, the trucking companies are sketchy, or they're, you know, scammy or scammers. And you know, I've heard a few cities are like that, and it's just like, dang, you know, it's putting a bad impression on trucking right now. And I will say that there are a lot of owner operators that, you know, are just buying trucks, or they're new to the trucking game and they don't really know how to run their company yet, you know. So they bought the truck, so of course they're already trying to immediately put a driver in it, because even if a driver is not in the truck, they still have to pay for it, right? So you know, they're just immediately looking for drivers but really don't know how to run the freight yet. So when drivers are going to certain places in these owner-operator trucks, they're sitting for a long time because they don't know how to run yet. And if they don't have constant freight moving, they're definitely getting your loads off of the board. They're waiting to find good loads on the board, which is causing you to sit there and be delayed. And you know, you're sleeping in your sleeper for 4 hours and you still ain't got no new load, and you done already unloaded 4 hours ago. You know, like, it's crazy. So it's a lot going on in trucking right now. It's a lot of people quitting. It's a high turnover rate, and I'm not saying that trucking hasn't always had a high turnover rate, but it's I ain't seen nothing like this, and I've been in trucking almost 4 years now. Dang, that's a long time. Dang. Yeah, I swear I feel like I just got my license, but it was way more opportunities, it was way more options. But now, you know, you have a lot of angry truck drivers that can't drive. You got, you know, all these things that are taking a high toll on trucking, because now they're getting very, 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 very strict on how you can qualify to even be in, you know, to even come to their company. A lot of trucking companies, especially big companies, are requiring you to have a certain amount of experience in a certain amount of time. And if you have not, or if it has expired that time, like if you've been out of work for a minute, you might not be able to work for those companies. Like, yeah, it's getting real serious. And I feel like they're doing this because a lot of people are not being reliable at all. Like, if you're going to be coming into trucking, you have to know that you have to be reliable. You have to be ready to work. You can't just come to trucking and, you know, be calling out of work all the time, trying to come to work when you want to. Like, if you that kind of person, maybe you need to switch over to be the owner operator. So you don't got to worry about that. You could pick your lane and go when you want to and be off when you want to, or however you want to run. You might want to switch over to owner operator if you're like that, because you can't just come off the gate and come into trucking and not be reliable. They're looking for people to run the loads, you know. So if you're unreliable, you really are hurting the company. I will agree with trucking companies on that, because if you're not reliable, 10 times out of 10, the companies that they're signed on with, that they have contracts with, they don't want to work with them at all. So it's going to be hard for them to get freight. And don't let it be a good company that, you know what I'm saying, have good contracts and, you know, they're just smooth selling. They're not trying to work with no trucking company that, you know what I'm saying, got all these drivers that just be quitting, or, you know, quit while they're on the load. Like, it be a lot of stuff going on right now. Like, drivers are leaving the loads wherever they at, telling them to come get it themselves, just not even caring, just being very reckless. And regardless of how mad somebody make you, that could be your last load. Just deliver it and tell them, you know, you about to bring their truck back and this will be your last day. Like, be respectful. Like, a lot of people are not doing that. They just doing what they want to do. So a lot of trucking companies are cracking down, like cracking down. They're definitely looking at people's reliability. If you're not reliable, or if you haven't worked in a long time, they want you to go to training. Like they doing, it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of companies are clickbaiting for Swift. Like they'll put a whole nother trucking name on there, and it has nothing to do with that trucking company. This is how I know it's a recruiting company trying to, you know, recruit for Swift. They act like they're in a meeting, so they're texting you, and then when you get on the phone with them, eventually they say Swift so fast. This is for Swift. Like what? What you say? What company? Like it's very hard to, you know, find a job that you're looking for. There are a lot of trucking companies hiring, let's put that out there, but a trucking job that you're looking for is hard to find right now. And then, you know, the jobs are not very pleasurable that are hiring. You know, the truck's not up to par, or they making you pay for stuff. They making you pay for stuff.
Are you stupid or something?
Like, I asked this trucking company, like, you know, they wanted me to be out 2 weeks out, right? 3 days off. Okay, do you have an inverter, refrigerator? You know what I'm saying? Those are my main things. I don't need no microwave. I don't need no TV, none of that. Do you have a refrigerator and an inverter? Oh, no, you have to pay for that to get installed. What? I have to do what? Absolutely not. I'm not paying to get a refrigerator and an inverter installed when I have to already give you majority of my time every month. You think I'm about to pay? And I don't care if it can come out of multiple checks. It's just the principle. The principle is have it already equipped so the drivers can just be ready to go. I'm not paying you to do that. I don't know. How y'all feel about that? Some drivers will do it, but it won't be me. An APU unit is not enough. I need the whole thing. APU, inverter, and a refrigerator. If you want people to be out even a week at a time. Because a week, yeah, I'm going to do a week. But I'm not standing there with no refrigerator or no inverter. I need to plug my things in. I need to, you know what I'm saying, cook my food. I need to store my food. But I'm not paying you to put that in there. I feel like you shouldn't let that discourage you as well. Like, try it out. Still try trucking out. If you want to try it out, try it out. But some people are saying they waiting for, you know, the right... They trying to gather all the correct information before they, you know, become a truck driver. Like, that's anything with life. You don't want to wait too long. Try it out. If it's not for you, move on. That's it. Because trucking is not for everybody. And also, if you have a good job, stay there. Just stay there. Like, these kind of moments in life, like, you know, the hard times, I feel like people need to learn how to sit still. Sit in your thoughts. Before you make a move, make sure it's your best move. So, you know, you might, you know, your trucking job might get on your nerves sometimes. Like, that's with anything. Sometimes days be more irritating than the other ones. It will have you thinking that you're supposed to just quit and just, you know, the hell with it. But no, that's not what it is. It's just, you know, some days are bad and some days are good. But don't just flat out quit because you're having a bad day. Like, I don't know, we got to do better as truck drivers. Oh, and also, before I close this video out, have y'all seen that Kentucky has cameras that can look inside of your truck? Like, while you're going by the weigh station, they could see into your truck to see if you have any violations in there that you're not supposed to have in there. They could see if you on your phone. Like, baby, let me tell you something. I've been knew about Kentucky. I don't even play with Kentucky at all. Kentucky is one of those states that you don't want to even be caught bad in, because they don't have no problem putting you out of service, and they don't have no problem ticketing you. Like, they love when truck drivers ain't doing right. You know, they just lay like that. So if you go to Kentucky a lot, then I guess you already know this, or maybe you don't know, but I'm putting you on the map that Kentucky has never been a state to play with. Like, they are installing cameras in other places as well out there. Like, that's about to change the game. I think they are just really getting tired of the reckless drivers not staying in your lanes, almost hitting people, the road rage. That's crazy, because it only take somebody to mess it up for everybody else. The reckless driving, just throwing drivers in seats and knowing that they was not trained properly, like, all that stuff is taking a toll now. And now they really going crazy with the stuff they doing to try to regulate what's going on. So cameras that can see inside your truck to see if you got anything illegal in there. They can see if you on your phone. They can see if you ain't got no seatbelt on. Now it's falling on everybody. Like, they really are going crazy with that. Cameras, freaking trying to govern the trucks, like all that stuff. So one person can mess it up for everybody, literally. So yeah, the trucking jobs and just trucking period right now is just kind of crazy. But I want to encourage people that there are good trucking companies out there. You just have to look for them and then just sit still. Don't focus on bouncing around, even if it's something that you don't, really like. Like if you get paid on time, if your load's running good, like you want to focus on that more of like in your feelings kind of stuff. Like if you be in your feelings a lot, right now just ain't the time for you to be in. Maybe you need to go, try another avenue right now until truck can get a little better. Because I'm telling you, like it's a lot of trucking companies hiring, but that do not mean that they are good companies. So if you find something that's good, sit still, hang in there, and don't focus on negativity. Everything has negativities. Everything has, pros and cons. So pick your poison. But like I said, trucking is not for everybody. I say that all the time. In all my videos since I started talking about trucking, I say that all the time. I don't try to make people come into trucking. It's not for everybody. So thank y'all for watching this video, y'all. And I got more content coming. So make sure y'all stay tuned. And like I always say, I will always try to bring y'all the best content, but I always be my what? I always be myself. Bye.